Welcome to Dick's Dorks and Destinies. I'm here with my friends, Ken, the Kid, and Crash, and today we're talking about stellar constructs and Dyson spheres.
Buy a vacuum. But, oh, Jesus. We should not have given him that.
They discovered that on their own.
Should not have given them that option.
What a lovely episode to start out with Dick's Dorks and Destinies with.
The fuckery begins. I woke up for this.
Hey, I did too. He could have
accurate.
left me asleep and not text like, "Hey, where's everybody at?"
Oh, I choose my Friday mornings to be in a room with these assholes.
You know what? That's okay. We choose to be in a room with you, asshole.
Oof. Oof.
Right.
At least I got the vacuum. What do you got? Why?
I got the actual sphere. God, I wish. I wish I had
Your
that.
balls don't count.
Oh, all right. So today's episode is brought to you by the discovery of a soundboard and the topic of Dyson spheres and stellar constructs.
Yeah. Alright, let's kick this thing off.
All right.
Oh, it's Chapel's topic, so
Yeah.
someone wind his ass up and get him talking.
Do we got a wind-up soundboard noise?
No.
No, we got an air horn.
I don't think so. Yeah. Never mind.
Are you done? Are you guys done with the fucking soundboard bullshit for about 30 seconds? No, you're not.
To be fair, folks, this is what happens when you give older people technology. They're gonna fuck with every button.
I wish
Keep
they'd
it up,
let you
youngin'.
add sound.
We need our own soundboard.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, we don't.
Yes,
Well,
we
Chapel
do.
won't give us access to it anyways.
No. That's the smartest choice
That's-
Chapel has ever made.
That's all right, Crash. You and I will sneakily find some way to have our own.
Soundboard.
God, I hope not.
Hey, just for that, I'll look into it.
So will I.
So, Chapel, ignoring these two Nimrods, tell us about the stellar constructs.
Okay, so the idea of a stellar construct is it's an artificial construct that's size of a planet or larger. Like it has to be fit inside of a solar system or be attached to a planet. So like think of like something like a like if you
So
guys
bigger than a moon,
yeah
or about the size of a moon.
yeah.
Okay.
I guess the really first stellar construct you would think of in like most media would be like the Death Star, or like if anyone's familiar with Star Wars, the Rings of Kuat, which are basically rings that are attached to the planet that run its shipyards.
See,
Now you're
he
talking
mentions
sense.
that he mentioned Death Star.
Listen, let's just stay away from the whole Star Wars conversation. I could have a whole 3-hour podcast on just Star Wars.
Yeah, we'll save that for a later episode.
Or later episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Dyson sphere is the idea of a sphere or a group of smaller objects that make a sphere that surround a star. They're close enough.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
A group of smaller objects that make a sphere? How does that work?
So the idea is you have these huge solar panels, but they don't make a singular solid sphere on their own.
Okay, so it's...
But last time I checked, you can't put a square peg in a round hole.
Hey, you ever played Minecraft? That is bogus. There is proof that it is
Okay,
possible.
first off,
Yeah, you ever seen that video where they put all the blocks in the
Yeah.
same hole?
fir-
That wasn't a square peg in a round hole. That was a round peg in a square hole.
Same thing.
You're enjoying this, aren't you,
Wait,
kid?
so
Yes, I
okay,
am.
but I am confused about something though. So, I'm just looping back to the Death Star thing. That's considered a stellar construct.
Right.
I guess I thought it had to be of a natural formation. So what is the point of the stellar construct then?
No.
What's it actually
Okay,
for?
so it's not a natural thing. That's why it's a construct.
Okay, so then what's it for?
A variety of things. So the Dyson sphere specifically is for the collection of energy from a star.
Yeah, I was
And
about
for
to say
vacuum.
energy, fucking absorption. So that because the research that I did, since Chapel mentioned this a while back, was we want to build them so that we encapsulate more of the solar energy that our sun puts off than the 1 to 6% that it hits on our planet as is.
It's not even that small. It's much smaller. We absorb like a trillionth of a percent from our star.
Oh, I was trying to make it a little bit bigger, but gee, thanks for raining on my parade. I will hit that sad horn sound here in a second.
No! God damn.
I didn't even do it.
Damn it, Crash. I'm gonna have a headache before this podcast is over.
See, I can't hear any of that.
Yeah, don't worry. It's here. It's getting recorded.
Yeah.
If you listen back,
Yeah.
you're going to hear it.
He's going to edit all the sounds
No,
out.
no, I'm leaving them in there. I want our audience to hear them.
Good. But that's what I came across. It's basically a way for us to better utilize the solar energy that our star puts off.
Right. And not just...
Sorry, don't mean to overstep you there,
No,
Chapel.
no, you're
but...
good, man. You're good. And it's not just the solar energy. Like it would also be absorbing all of the radiation as well. So all of like the solar radiation, all of the gamma radiation, all of that would get absorbed and used as energy.
Radiation.
No more skin cancer.
And to give you an idea of just how much extra power just a single ring around a star would collect, it would increase our collection from a trillionth to a billionth, and we could power our entire solar system, or I'm sorry, our entire planet could be powered off of solar radiation every year for every second that we absorb energy.
Why aren't we on that?
We just don't have the capability of building that.
We don't have a capability of a stellar fucking space program anymore.
Here's also the thing: the material it will require to create something about a little more than the Earth's distance from the sun around the star in a single ring, we would have to deconstruct all of the planets in our solar system just to make something that was maybe about 1 meter wide and about 1 inch thick.
So we don't even have the resources for this, let alone. But this is an idea.
So the idea is that we have this idea that it's feasible. It may not be practical, but it also would be a way to... It's a way we currently are looking for any like signs of extraterrestrial life.
Someone contact the Nostromo and tell them to send a search team out to get more supplies.
I think that would be a terrible idea. And what would be more horrifying is a Dyson sphere just full of fucking xenomorphs.
We would have unlimited energy. Put them each on a hamster ball or a hamster wheel, and then put a snack in front of them. Perfect.
Better off having what is that shit? I can't even think of it now. Oh, perpetual motion. By putting a cat upside down and a piece of buttered toast or buttered bread on its back.
See, I've been trying that, but my cat will not sit still long enough for me to get anywhere near him with a piece of toast.
Which is surprising, because the cat...
Look, he's fat.
He is. He is.
But he doesn't like people food. He hates it. He hates canned food. He hates tuna. The only thing he actually enjoys is his hard food. It makes no sense. So I'm gonna keep cracking this joke. So you better get on the subject. I know there was a mention about the vacuum cleaners and an actual Dyson sphere. What's up with it?
Oh, I'm just pretty sure the idea of the Dyson vacuum cleaner is like based off of the idea of like what Freeman Dyson thought up. Like, I want to say back in the 50s or 60s. Anyway, also his whole idea of it is just a one-page like, oh, this is the idea I came up with, but it's really not well researched or well thought out. And he is a practical genius with everything else, and gave us a lot of the stuff that we enjoy today. But that's what he's most famous for, is the Dyson sphere.
Oh, I got a dirt devil.
Again, that's not the kind of sphere we were talking about, but okay.
Oh, you mean they're different?
There's Crash. I'm sorry, Chap.
That's okay. That's okay.
So, I mean, it's definitely an interesting concept then. I mean, the factor alone that we don't even have the resources for it, but yet it is a plausible and feasible type of technology. Like, do we ever foresee ourselves in the very far future ever being able to create something like this?
Probably not.
Actually, we do believe that at some point we'll create something like that. However, it's expected to be like far into the future, like within maybe our next 200 to 300 million years of existence. Like that's how far out we're talking.
Look, if we're getting that far out into existence, I mean, I'm sorry, but the Space Marines are already on their way.
No, Space Marines have done come and gone.
Look, that's not saying that there'll still be the Imperium won't still be alive by then.
We will have to wait and see. Although, honestly, I think with the way the Imperium's going, especially in some of the newer lore they've just put out, we won't have much of a issue with Space Marines anymore.
No, you got a point. Anywho, we'll save that one for another topic as well.
Yeah. I love Warhammer 40k.
Oh, yeah.
So...
go ahead.
So the idea is that two things keep us from doing this feasibly and practically at the moment. First,
okay.
The idea of a Dyson sphere is that we would have to put so much energy into building one, and it would take a really, really long time to get that energy back for our investment. Second is that we just, like we said already, we just don't have the materials for constructing one. So the material cost, we would probably have to cannibalize, depending on how large the planets and how many of the planets, or how many planets in the system we cannibalize. We'd probably have to cannibalize 100,000 star systems to get enough material to construct the Dyson sphere in the first place.
Okay, so what type of material are we using for this to be exactly, if we've got to cannibalize planets in solar systems?
It would definitely have to be something that can withstand the deep space itself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the deep space is a vacuum, so I mean, it's frigid temperatures at best with no air. So are we using like precious metals for this, or are we...
We would have to use not precious but more sturdier metals like iron steel, that kind of stuff. Titanium.
Well, then I guess it would have to depend on the real question would be how many of those planets, if we were to start cannibalizing them, how many of them would actually have the materials we need?
Yeah. And that's assuming that
Considering-
we don't find something stronger in planets like, say, for example, Jupiter, which have pressures in within their atmospheres that are so high they liquidize or they liquefy hydrogen.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean,
So basically, the what we would have to do is to create the Dyson sphere, let alone, this is where I'm going to dive into comic book theory and everything else.
Mhm.
We would have to use the same shit that Tony Stark uses to create the Iron Man suit, which is a titanium gold alloy.
Yeah. Yeah, we could say titanium gold, titanium platinum alloy. Yeah, or, if we wanted to get really sturdy, it would be a combination of titanium and carbon.
So, yet again, I'm going to go into what Ken just said.
sorry.
What's the likelihood that we're going to find other planets with this shit?
We don't know. We don't know how abundant our resources are in the galaxy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so-
with the fact that we had dropped a lot of our space programs, it is extremely hard to even come up with a rough calculation due to the fact that we just don't have the time, the money, the resources, or virtually anything else to actually explore out that far. Not to mention, if we start sending... Sure, we could start sending more probes and drones. However, the only trouble with that is we only have so much fuel that we can send out, and we have to hope to God that it's a straight shot trajectory to whatever planet we're trying to send it to, and that it doesn't get hit by something on the way.
Yeah, it's true.
Jesus.
Poor Crash is over here like, I'm so bored. I don't know any of this crap. I don't want to know any of this crap. Why am I even part of this podcast on this episode? Why is it this episode that I have to be bored?
Crash, if it's ain't consolation, I understand the feeling, but, I'm just trying here, man. The Nostromo's not answering.
See, the thing of it is this episode is mainly Chapel, and the other three of us are like, yeah.
The answer is C.
Don't
I didn't
know.
ask the question.
The answer is C. What's the question?
Okay, now the second issue is the energy cost. It would probably take us a million years to build the Dyson sphere, assuming that we can find the materials. And
plus the government is retarded.
And
That's
then
the other issue.
yeah, nope. I'm ignoring Crash on this one. And then it would, even after we built the thing, it would take us another probably billion years to get that energy amount back.
So this shit's not even feasible.
No, it's feasible. It's just not practical.
So, honestly,
and
at that point, then, the only time that it would even maybe begin becoming practical is if we, as a race, have finally advanced far enough that not only are we living on Earth itself, but by that point, we probably already have other colonization planets and a bunch of other things that are happening throughout the entirety of the galaxy itself.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop.
Okay, I give them that one.
Okay. Now that we've gone over the realities of a Dyson sphere, let's go to the more interesting aspects. What can we do with the Dyson sphere?
Weaponization.
What?
Create another Death Star.
But
Weaponization.
there's more.
Billy Mays here with the Dyson sphere. But wait, there's more.
If you thought it cost the planet billions of dollars and billions of time and energy and hours to build this wonderful energy gathering device,
You can get it all for 3 payments of $49.99.
I hate you guys.
but wait, there's more. The energy that we collect, we can now fire at other alien invasions and wipe them out.
All you gotta do is pay shipping and handling.
All right, I'll answer your question, Chapel, on a realistic
note. I was me being realistic. That's where I'm going. When he said, "What else could we do with it?" and I said, "Weaponization." That would be our. I don't care how far we go into the future. Us as Americans or our American government, all they think about is weaponizing practically anything.
At this point, we can't even just say Americans. It would have to be as a human race as a whole. Because of something this magnitude and this large, it would have to be a full combined consensus.
And the full combined consensus as human beings, we will find some way to turn this thing into a weapon.
Which, yes, of course, we absolutely could. However, not only as a weapon, it could also, these constructs could also be as, like, beacon points, I would think, between the galaxy. So that way, like, we know exactly, roughly where we're going.
So, stargates and waygates?
Pretty much. I mean, that counts as a construct, wouldn't it, Chapel?
Yeah. Anything that exists outside of like a planetary.
Oh,
okay. No,
I just thought of it. Sorry, Chapel. Talking about stellar constructs and the size and everything else, and with the whole weaponization and what Ken just mentioned, and I've mentioned stargates and waygates. Fucking Halo. The Halo rings in the game.
That would count as a stellar construct, yeah.
Sierra 117.
Those are
need you to neutralize the target.
Those are stellar constructs that are weaponized.
Yeah.
So even in a futuristic video game, they have thought about weaponizing something, or someone else thought about it.
Actually, straight up question, while we're on the subject.
Okay.
And I still think it still does fall along the stellar constructs. What was the actual point of the Halo rings? Were they just weapons, or did they actually house something else about them?
To me, it was weaponized evolutionary altercation.
Yeah, because I believe the idea of them was that they were built to contain the flood, and if the flood ever got out, they emitted like a pulse that killed all life above a certain intelligence, so that the flood wouldn't have anything to eat on.
Yeah, I was just curious, because I know on Halo Infinite, not the most popular game, I already know, but it was just kind of interesting, because I realized finally, like, that game actually made a whole point to make you realize you were actually on one of the rings. You were not on a planet itself. Because you could look in any direction and you would see it arcing all the way around.
Yeah, Halo 1 was like that.
That's practically how most of the Halos go. Even, I think, 3 starts off on what they call Earth, but you're literally on an actual ring that is not a planet.
So a stellar construct at that point, in that theory, can actually even house life itself, and
would say so.
And you can terraform it.
with terraforming and everything else. So yeah, I would say it would be able to support life if it's that fucking big.
Absolutely. There's actually a version of the Dyson spheres that doesn't encompass just up to the star. It actually encompasses the whole of the solar system. absorbs all the light and radiation, but contains all the heat. And then, because it's so far out, it actually keeps a livable, like, atmosphere on the inside of the sphere. So you have an entire solar system's worth of room for people to live on the inside.
Oh my god, that gave me another idea. What about did any of you watch Dark City?
Yeah, I did.
Was that an idea of a stellar construct?
No, Dark City was more based in fantasy because the aliens basically just cut a big city out of like I guess New York or something, and then just had that city flying through space. Like, none of the science in that was ever explained.
I was
Warcraft.
because I know at the like the very end you saw the dude. What was his name? John. Was that his actual? Yeah, you saw John create or open up floodgates out of fucking thin air, and it actually started forming a circular object. Didn't know if that maybe had any kind of.
It might have.
Idea.
It might have. I mean, the idea of the Dyson sphere has been around for, I think, 70 years now.
Good God, you're almost that age, aren't you?
Listen, you little hoe.
Crash. Play the noise. Play the noise.
What noise?
Put a ding.
I don't know.
That's not the one.
This one.
There you go.
I never should have got a soundboard.
Now Chapel is sad.
Now Chapel. So what other like movies or games or even comic books, cartoons, anime, whatever? Like what else did we throw in with the stellar construct?
If you want to look at it that way in a comic book sense, Galactus is a fucking stellar construct.
Galactus is more of a stellar entity. But it's funny you mentioned that because like the home base for the Guardians of the Galaxy, that would be considered a stellar construct.
Nova Prime?
Are you talking about that's that sorry, it's been a very long minute. Is that Junker City thing?
That is Nowhere. That's the literal name of it. Nowhere.
I'm gonna drink my Nitro Pepsi and act like I know what you guys are saying.
I might be talking about Nowhere. Which one is it that's made from the skull of a? Yeah,
that's Nowhere.
That's what I'm talking about. That would be considered a stellar construct.
Even though it was made out of a living or a once was living thing.
Yeah, because they use part of the skull of an entity, but it's still mostly artificial.
I mean, if you want to go into that as a stellar construct, then comic books and movies and stuff like that, then and stellar entities, because Chapel, you'll know this one as well when I say it. Prime.
Yeah.
The home world of the Autobots, Decepticons, whole thing.
Well, I mean,
because Prime was actually a planet or a stellar entity that transformed into a planet, just like Unicron.
And yeah, that does exist in a couple forms of Transformers. Most of the time, though, they referred to their home planet as Cybertron.
Yeah, well, they can call it Cybertron all they want, but Cybertron was Prime.
Well, Prime was their god, and Unicron was their devil.
SG-1, you have clearance for travel. Godspeed.
I'll give you that one.
Poor Crash, he's just like, I don't know about any of this shit. We're not talking about Batman anymore.
There's the
Hey, I went and got snacks, so I'm good.
This man got up out of his podcast and was like, "I'm gonna go get some snacks for this."
I've got nothing to add at this moment.
Crash
He's
is like,
just-
I got food. We
Uh,
talking about something I don't know anything about.
Well, he's just waiting to use the soundboard any chance he gets.
Sometimes he don't even wait; he just does it.
Well,
That's
I
as
mean,
if
If I didn't
Crash
have
is not
food in
the
my
only one
hand,
to
I probably
blame
hit the soundboard.
there. Crash isn't the only one to blame on that one. Because I've been using it too.
Oh, we know. We know.
Look, me and the kid are simple-minded people. Sometimes on the same brain wavelength. You
It's
know,
just
it's the simple things.
it's just
in
one of
life.
those things. It's like give me some random buttons to push that make sounds, and let me know that I'm being recorded for something. Boop.
They don't even have to make sound. Just give me random buttons.
It's like
'Cause I hit all the toys that make sounds at Walmart, and my wife is like, "Why do you got to do that?" That's it.
I
Except
mean,
for it's here.
with that, I mean, the times that you, myself, and Chapel went to Walmart and you and I played ball in the middle of the whole store. Oh, it's good old days.
A lot.
I remember quite a few times where I was just like, I'll be in the car.
I'm not with these two. Please don't throw me out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good God. Oh my God.
He's the adult.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, on all seriousness with all that, the whole thing of stellar constructs, and yes, it's not probable, but to me, it's not really a feasible thing either.
Just
I
because
mean-
of how far out of reach it is.
It's just like way the fuck out of
Yeah.
reach. I don't even know as we're sitting here living now. I don't even know if we would, as a human race, be alive that long enough to complete something like this.
He does have a point.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
It is.
I mean, it's feasible on paper and in research and everything else, and it's a wonderful idea. But at that point, it's just a fucking idea because there's no way to make this work right now. And even if it was able to be made into realization in the really, really distant future, I mean, can you see where this will actually benefit us and not harm billions?
I think the question is do we think it's worth harming the amount of people it's going to harm to help the amount of people that it's going to help?
Well, that in itself is the Thanos snap there.
Yeah,
Just the ones that ate the Tide Pods.
please. Like, I hate to say this, I'm kind of in line with getting rid of some of those people.
You know, that's my generation. Don't get rid of me.
I didn't say
okay?
everybody in that.
I didn't sit there and eat the fucking Tide
Oh,
Pod.
it's not just your generation, Ken. It's just anybody in that whole mindset. Because
Yeah,
there's even
I
a few
know.
there's even a few in our generation that have gone as far as doing something that stupid.
Oh, I know.
I mean, we created warning labels for what reason?
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
I like that we had to add a sour taste to a battery to tell people to stop eating them.
Yeah, then you get all the sour addicts. They're like, oh, batteries are sour now? Let me try that out.
No,
Right.
there's
Probably wouldn't be sour enough.
what? What the?
This Duracell battery just ain't cutting it no more. Really? You should try.
Energizer keeps going and
Try
going and
Energizer.
going and
Try-
going.
No, man, I'm trying to get away from the Energizer. Well, go down to Dollar General. They got some good ones.
Alkaline.
Dollar Tree's cheaper.
Duracell.
I spend my Fridays with you guys.
Yeah, we grace you with our presence on Friday.
Yeah.
You should feel honored to be a part of us.
So honored. Can I give you back my Southern card?
No.
It's pretty much how our 3 conversations
Yeah.
go.
Like all the time.
Started out
we
on
have
something,
we
then it turns
that's
stupid.
that's what makes this podcast so wonderful. We have some serious moments, we have some sad moments, we have some funny moments, and it's all in just one conversation.
In one sentence.
So like, I know for you guys, this is probably the first time you guys have ever heard about Dyson spheres, or the first time you ever heard about them was when I brought them up for this episode.
Look, whenever I'm not gonna lie. When you mentioned Dyson spheres, my brain went right to the Dyson vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Because that is the key selling point to the Dyson. It's not the fact that it is one of the best vacuum cleaners out on the market right now. It is the fact that it's got a fucking sphere as the wheel to move it across the floor.
Yeah. So the first time I've ever heard about Dyson sphere was on Star Trek: The Next Generation. There was an episode where they nearly ran into the damn thing because it was just so massive their sensors never picked it up. But what they found was a crashed Federation ship on the Dyson sphere, and there was someone that was held in stasis inside of a transporter beam, and they got him out, and it was Scott from the original Enterprise.
Oh, so Next Generation meets Old Generation.
Yeah. Anyway, when they went inside the Dyson sphere, it was the size of a solar system. There was like floating planets and stuff inside of it, and it looked really cool. So I've always been kind of interested in Dyson spheres. Funny enough,
You see, folks, how we come across some nerdy shit.
yeah. Chapel just sees some nerdy shit and he's like, "Ooh, shiny."
Crash sees some shiny shit and goes, "Ooh, shiny!" So,
Yeah. So, funny enough, as a joke, a couple years ago, I came up with a joke theory that, millions of years ago, we had there was like a couple of extra planets in our solar system, and one was about to blow up due to a collision with another one. And the race of people on there built a small Dyson sphere, and we're just kind of living on the outside of that. Like that small Dyson sphere collected like particles and gained an atmosphere and just became Earth, and we're just kind of living on the outside of a Dyson sphere.
That kind of reminds me about something.
Yeah.
And it goes into a movie, and it's a cartoon movie at that, so I don't even know if you all have seen it, let alone have heard of it. Titan AE.
Yeah.
Nope, you're old.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for reminding me there, young whippersnapper.
Fucking Crash.
But
Yes, I do remember Titan AE.
with Titan AE, would that device be a stellar construct?
I would have to go back and watch the movie because I have no idea. It's been so long since since I watched the movie the one time that I watched it.
It's a planetary. It's basically a planet generator.
Okay.
And with that, there is a group of alien beings that are pure energy. And something happens to Earth. The core is going down. Boom goes the planet. We send out multiple colonies across the stars because we created that device but had no way of powering it.
Okay.
And then the scientist's son, he has the map to it, finds it, and uses that energy race of aliens to power it and sparks life again on basically creating another Earth.
Okay.
So that's the rundown of the movie, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I believe that could be considered a stellar construct. Man, you guys got quiet all over again. But
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add to this conversation.
that's fair. I will remember in the future not to go this far out into like the crazy science shit.
Honestly, I'm still just trying to come up with some sort of sex joke for you, Chapel. Just to keep it on par with the rest of our episodes.
Listen, if you want to get out here and talk about my space balls, that's fine.
Spaceballs the movie.
Oh, I mean, I'm not trying to get quiet on it. I was actually doing something.
Okay.
Stand back. He was thinking.
But no, with that, and I just have these thoughts because I mean we've talked about it briefly,
Right.
when we were planning for this episode. And yes, this episode is a bit out there compared to what we're used to, and
yeah,
and there's no reason for you to say, well, sorry for that. I mean, hey, we all have things that we want to talk about, so we're just gonna have to
learn new
probably
things.
gonna hit every kind of subject in the universe. Let's be honest.
So I mean, yeah, Crash has got the learning capacity and snacks. I've done some research on it, so I mean I have at least some input. Ken's done some research as well.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
I was trying to give you credit.
Look, all I know is that the Nostromo is not answering or responding.
The what?
The Nostromo is not responding.
What's the Nostromo?
Wow.
Okay, the Nostromo was the ship that Ripley was on in the first Alien movie.
Oh, okay. See, I need a little bit more reference because I am that old and I am forgetful.
He hasn't even been registering this whole session.
It's okay. We're all allowed a handful of fuck-ups. Especially when it comes to our memory. You young cock-sucking piece of shit.
Apple gets way more handfuls than what he should, but that's because he's so addicted to Dyson spheres. Got a nice pair of spheres down under. There it is. There it is.
I'm just waiting for. I hate you guys. I'm hanging up.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I'm going to bed.
I don't like you guys. I'm taking my ball and going home.
Yeah, he's taking his ball all right. Now I got my flow. Now I got the creative sex jokes.
It just took you the whole episode to get here.
Look, man. I was relaxing.
And?
I was watching Naruto. Leave me alone.
Alright, whatever.
Don't you whatever me.
Whatever. I do what I want.
I do what I want.
I do what I want. Whatever.
Okay, Cartman, calm down.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh. What a wonderful place to end the podcast.
Cartman is a Dyson sphere.
I guess it was kind of better than the way we ended it last week.
Chapel laughed. He said, nope.
That's it. I'm done recording.
Oh.
How are y'all three?
I'm done with all this bullshit.
I guess it's my time to be Ken. We're way off topic now.
Yep. Whatever.
I do what I want.
I do what I want. You don't know me. Jesus. Okay. I think this about wraps it up today.
Before we wrap it up or anything else, Chaplain, anything else you want to add to this? Because, I mean, we've kind of made it abundantly clear to any listeners that, this is a topic mainly that you know a lot about. Yeah. And we know very little.
or nothing.
Or not at all. Yeah.
Way to go, Crash. Share them snacks with me, buddy.
Hey, I do what I can.
Do what I can.
I think right now I'm good. I was kind of hoping to get more into the idea of like storytelling and using like Dyson spheres as like a vehicle for places in like media. But no, I think we're good.
We can come back to this topic after some of us do some research. Crash.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. He's
Yeah.
like, nope.
Crash is like episode 2 of Dyson Spheres. I gotta work that day.
Yeah.
I need to go to the store get snacks. If I come back in time, I'll hop on the soundboard.
Hey, I could do that.
I'll,
No, next Friday I probably do have to work day shift hours,
that blows.
so I'll be off Thursday.
Okay.
We can try to work around that.
Yeah. So do we want to aim for like next Thursday? Oh, but before I get ahead of myself,
No.
This is the end of the episode. You guys all have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening.
And remember, if you see a giant pair of spheres, don't let Chapel near them.
Yep, we're done with this.
There it is.